In Python or in any programming language, the if-else statement is used to execute block of code conditionally depending on whether the specified condition is true or false. Let's look at the syntax. If you have a single condition to check and if you want to execute some block of code when that condition is true or when that condition is false, you can use this syntax. If keyword followed by the condition, colon, followed by the block of code that you want to execute when this condition is true. In the else block, using else keyword, you can specify the block of code if this condition is false. Similarly, if you have multiple conditions, you can use the keyword elif to chain all the conditions. Then the syntax looks like this. If followed by condition 1, then the block of code that you want to execute if this condition 1 is true. When this condition 1 is false, you can specify another condition using elif keyword followed by the block of code that you want to execute if condition 1 is false and condition 2 is true. If you want to execute some code when both these conditions are false, you can specify that code in the else block. I have a simple program here where I have a variable a assigned with the value 10. If this variable is greater than 10, I want to print a message a is greater than 10. Otherwise, I'll print a message a is less than or equal to 10. So my code would look like this. If followed by a greater than 10 condition followed by the print statement. In the else case, I would print another statement. Let me save this and run this code. Since a is not greater than 10, it goes to the else block and we see the message a is less than or equal to 10. Here I have two conditions. One, a greater than 10 and the other condition is a less than 10. If a is greater than 10, I'll print the message a is greater than 10. If a is less than 10, I'll print the message a is less than 10. Otherwise, if both these conditions are false, I'll print the message a is equal to 10. Let me run this. We'll see the message a is equal to 10. Now, let me update this to 11. Now, we'll see the message a is greater than 10. If I update this to 9, it would go to elif block and we'll see the message a is less than 10. If else statement executes only one block of code. If the first condition is true, it wouldn't execute other conditions even if they are true. For example, I have a variable with value 10 and I have conditions a greater than 10, greater than 5, greater than 7 and an else block. So this a equals 10 satisfies a greater than 5 and a greater than 7 conditions. But let's see what would be the output here. A is greater than 5. So once the condition is satisfied, it wouldn't go to the other conditions. Let me show you another example where we can use nested if else. So I have three properties: name, age, gender, and also another property is married, which is assigned to a boolean value which indicates whether this person is married or not. I have another variable called title which is initially assigned to empty string. I want to check the gender and based on the gender I want to update the title. If the gender is male, the title would be Mr. If the gender is female, based on whether she is married or not, I am updating the title value. So here, if she is married, the title would be Mrs. Otherwise, it would be Miss. Finally, I'm printing a message hello followed by the title followed by the name. Let's run this program and see what would be the output. Let me update the title spelling here and a space here. So I have a message, hello, Mr. John, because the gender is male. Let me update these values. I'll update the name to Alice and the gender to female, and is married will be set to true. Let's run this again. Now we see the output, hello, Mrs. Alice. Since she is married is true, our code has gone to this block and we see Mrs. for the title. Now I'll update this value to false. Now it should go to this block of code. Let's run this program again. Okay, the title spelling is wrong. When I run it again, now we'll say hello, Miss Alice.